Okay, the time is 7 PM and I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Red Oak City Council to order. Let it be known that notice has been duly posted in accordance to Texas Government Code Section 551. We're here to conduct business for the city and we have a full quorum of council members and staff present. It's with great honor that we get to allow Councilman Flannery his first time to do the invocation and the pledges of allegiance. So we welcome him to be able to do that for us.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, as we open this meeting, we pause in gratitude for the privilege of gathering in freedom, and we acknowledge that such freedom has come at great cost. Let the words of Isaiah 6:8 be in our thoughts as we gather tonight. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am, send me." Tonight we remember and honor those who answered that call, men and women in uniform who said, "Send me," and give everything in service to the great nation. We remember those who gave the last full measure of devotion, laying down their lives so that we might live in liberty and peace. We also remember those who continue to serve today in our military, in our law enforcement, as firefighters, medics, and public safety personnel. May you protect them as they protect us. Give them strength for the task, courage in the face of danger, and comfort in moments of burden. Let their sacrifice not be in vain, and let our actions as citizens and leaders be worthy of the freedom they preserve. As we carry out the work of this council tonight, help us lead with humility, to listen with compassion, and to decide with wisdom. May we not seek for personal gain, but the good of the people we serve. Bless this city, bless those who serve it, and bless the memory of those who gave all. In your holy name we pray, amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hartman, you got introduction for me or us?
I'd like to introduce you guys to Roderick Palmer, our new planning and zoning manager. He's taken Emma's place, and he comes to us with a lot of experience from not only McKinney, Plano, but also Dallas. So really glad to have him on, and he'll be making some presentations for you start next month.
Excellent. Put him to work.
All right.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
And now's the time for citizens' comments. Aaron, did we have anybody sign up in person? Okay. We had one that emailed us and legal will read that in.
Alberto Saldana. Good afternoon. I was wondering how, with all these businesses, homes, buildings, etc., how we are meeting the energy needs of the people going to be met in relation to electricity. Not long ago, a Shell employee came by and told we will be having rolling blackouts once there is a data center is built. Please address some of this now. Thank you. Caution, this email is from an external source. Do not click any links or open any attachments unless you trust the sender and know the content is safe.
Thank you, sir. Unfortunately, we're not able to comment on anything that's brought during comment from citizens unless it's on our agenda. if you are online, we read that in and we do everything in our power to make sure that people have electricity and water and flowing stuff and safety and security and in this great city. So it does not fall on deaf's ear. But thank you very much.
Sure.
All right. Was there anybody else that wishes to speak? All right, so now we're at a time for what we call consent agenda. Consent agenda are items that are considered routine in nature. They can be acted upon in one motion. Any council member or staff can ask that we pull an item separately to be able to talk about it. These routine natures are items or stuff that we may have had discussion on before, reoccurring legal things like approving of minutes from previous meetings. So we have items 1 through 6. Council, is there any item that needs to be pulled to be discussed separately?
No items.
I just want to highlight one of them is the 4th of July celebration that's coming up June 28th. Yeah, so that's going to be at the partnership with the Life School out there at the highway. That's a great one. That's one of these items that we're kind of proving. The other one is the speed limit on Loop 9. So hearing none, I ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. So
Second.
Councilman Miller, second Smith. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That passes 5-0. Regular business. Now's the time that I've had the luxury of being able to do it. This is my 7th year as Mayor Pro Tem. And if you've been here before, you know that we had great leadership with our current Mayor Pro Tem. And I typically rotate them across because I want everybody to have that experience when I can't be there. And so thank you for your service, Councilman Smith. And I ask that, is this a motion that I'm, how do I do this again? I've done it 6 times, but I can't remember how to do it. So
Yes, sir. You would nominate whoever you would select and then somebody would
Second.
make that motion.
Okay. This year, I asked for the consideration, and I nominate Councilman Franklin for leadership position as Mayor Pro Tem.
Well, you would actually make the motion.
Okay,
Then I'll second.
okay. Do it like what they're doing. So, those in favor?
Miller, aye.
Flannery, aye. Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That passes 4-0 with one. I assume you're gonna abstain.
Abstain.
I'm staying.
Yeah, okay, excellent.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem
Thank you.
Franklin.
I was like, he could have voted for itself. Would have been great.
Oh, you want to vote for yourself?
I respect the will of the people.
Again, it's not, I haven't been out much, but Councilman Smith has been to many events, and we thank you very much for your service. And again, I like for everybody to have that role. It's not, so I try to rotate that through. So thank y'all. Item 8. Is this the one you're doing? Okay. Okay. Conduct a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 25-025, City Council, City of Red Oak, Texas, amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance and map of the City of Red Oak, Texas, as heretofore amended by amending Chapter 14A, That's where my confusion was. Zoning ordinance, Article 14, basic definitions and interpretations, Section 14.1.2, specific definitions by adding and adopting the definition of new watercraft sales requested by the city of Red Oak, Mr. Hartman. This is ZC 25-07.
Mayor and council, this is, if you'll remember, a couple of months ago, we had the whole discussion about ATVs and where do we put them and so on and so forth. And so we created a new definition for the ATVs. And at that time, we had talked about putting in the sale of boats because they also kind of run in that same vein. But my suggestion was to make it a separate use. So that's what we have here tonight, which is watercraft sales, which is the sale of all things water related, boats, jet skis, pontoon boats, all that type of stuff. But what we did was we gave it all the same requirements as the ATV sales because they do a lot of times go together. And that way, if we have someone who's selling ATVs and boats, they'll follow all the same requirements for things like parking. They do require an SUP, so anytime that sale or that use would come in those districts, HO, C1, C2, they would have to come before you as an SUP.
Excellent. So this is a public hearing. We'll open the public hearing at 7:11. We like 7-Elevens. Is there anybody that wishes to speak on this ordinance or this changing or amending comprehensive ordinance? Hearing none, the time is 7:12 and I'll entertain a motion to close that public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Lightfoot, Miller. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, I.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That closes at 7:12, 5-0. Now we're going to consider approval of this ordinance. Is there anything you need to add? Else?
No, sir.
Council, is there any questions that you have on this ordinance?
No questions.
Entertain the motion to approve ordinance number 25-025.
So moved.
Okay, so I think that was Franklin and Smith. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, I.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That's 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Hartman. Item 9, conduct a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance 25-026 of the City Council, City of Red Oak, Texas, amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance and map of the City of Red Oak, Texas, as hereto amended by granting a zoning change from agricultural district to planned development 184, PD 184, by amending the development regulations to allow for the development of a minor auto repair use and future development of commercial district C1 uses on the site identified with the property identification number 141728, located north of the Free Market Drive and east of North Highway 77 in the city of Red Oak, Ellis County, Texas. And this is requested by I-35 Realty LLC, Mr. Hartman.
All right, Greg, if we can get this on the screen so I can show them on a map. Thank you. So here is I-35. You got the Oaks Church here. So we're going to come down on 77. And there's a very skinny piece of land that backs up to some houses here off of Deer Creek. If you want to see the actual lot, you can kind of see it a little better here. So it backs up to these houses and fronts on to 77. So our future land use plan has this area designated for commercial retail type uses. And this particular applicant is wanting to construct right now what we call auto repair minor. It's like a lube shop that does tires and oil changes and other minor auto repair. For example, something that would be considered major auto repair would be a full tear down of an engine or something like that. So they're not doing things like that. It's more takes a day or something to fix your car there. So in order to do this, we'll need to do a zoning change because it's zoned ag right now. It's currently undeveloped. The site plan. So the building will be here kind of on the north end. All of the parking follows our standard parking requirements as well as the landscaping. They don't have any access to sewer right now, so they will be doing a septic system. And the site is served by Rocket Water. Since they back up to homes, there will be a brick screening wall along the rear property boundary. And let's get to, so this is what their building is proposed to look like here. Meets all of our standard requirements that we would have any new building here in Red Oak. Landscape plan, like again, meets all of our standard requirements for landscaping along in the front yard and along the frontages. And so that is the one lot here. So it goes all the way to Deer Creek here. And so we asked them to just show what could be done in the future. This is not what's going to be done, but what could be done. So some more parking and then a retail, maybe strip center. But that would have to come back before you for approval of a detailed site plan. And that does have basic C1 uses. It doesn't entitle all C1 uses. We took out several. So the use list is in there for the future, and it's primarily focused on retail. The applicant is here tonight, I believe. So if you have any questions for them.
So this is a public hearing, so the time is 7:17. We'll open this public hearing. Is there anybody that wishes to speak on this? Or against? Whatever. Do we have any, I assume it went to P and Z,
Yes.
and so,
Sorry, P and Z did recommend approval.
and there was no write-ins or anything with the people back behind,
No.
so I assume we have to post that. There might be a zoning change. and everything.
Yes, we had to mail
Mail
them
them.
notices.
Send them
Yeah,
letters.
so everybody within 200 feet was notified by mail that
That's-
the zoning change was happening.
Is that of the building or is that the whole property?
The property,
Okay.
the property.
Okay, cool. We didn't get any of that. All right. Time is 7:18.
Move we close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Second.
Lightfoot, Franklin. Those in favor of closing?
Franklin, aye.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, aye.
Lightfoot, aye. Smith, aye.
That's 5-0. Council, is there any questions that you have for the developer and or staff on this?
One quick question for staff. Have we had any challenges with getting this lot or this parcel developed?
This is the first thing we've ever discussed with any developers about this site,
Okay,
but
Thank
it is a tough site.
I can do to the irregular shape. out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So offhand, do you know the distance between the back of their building and if there's a house that's on Deer Creek or whatever? Do you know that distance?
It'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 feet, maybe. 136.
Or grade elevation in there also.
Yes, so
that-
if you
That
could,
brick wall, how's that?
so
Right
here's a good explanation right here. So you got the building here, you're gonna have
We
a
don't- I
pretty,
can't see it.
oh, I'm sorry. Greg, can you put this back on the screen? So the site goes up, let me see if I can get you from. The site is elevated from the road here, and then there's a pretty big grade difference between the flat part of the lot and the neighbor's backyard. So that's what this is showing on the plan here is that, they're gonna have to flatten it off a little more, do a retaining wall. There's a flume up here to catch the drainage that's coming off of those lots. And then there's gonna be a brick wall on top of that.
So,
Oh, even, okay, at
Yeah,
the
that's even-
top end.
yeah, so that's actually even better than what we're thinking.
Yeah, and it's a variable height on the wall, but it's probably gonna be in between, based on the plans I've seen so far, the preliminary plans. The wall will be anywhere from 2 feet to 5 feet tall. And then plus the 6-foot screening wall on top of it.
You good? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So my question is, have you seen any, do you have any concerns about the effects of changing the traffic patterns right there on 77? Like that we'll need to add lights or potentially speed limit changes?
Not for a low volume use like this. And that this does have to go to TxDOT for their driveway application. So this driveway right now is shown here as conceptual. But it may need to move 30 feet this way or 30 feet this way. Depends on what TxDOT requires in their permitting process.
As TxDOT right away, we wouldn't control that anyway. That would be controlled by TxDOT. All right, entertain motion to approve ordinance 25-026.
So move.
Whole gaggle said approval and second by somebody.
Second.
All right, Miller. Yeah, so I think it was Flannery. Okay, so Flannery and then Miller. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, I.
Lightfoot, aye. Smith, aye.
That's 5-0. All right, thank you, sir. And you got one more, I guess, coming up. Conduct a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 25-027, City Council, City of Red Oak, Texas, amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance and map the City of Red Oak, Texas, as heretofore amended by granting a zoning change from Plan Development 106 or revised 3 to Plan Development 106 revised 4 by amending the development regulations and allow the installation of overhead low voltage conduit raceway structures between buildings on the sites identified as lots 1R2 through lot 9R, building 1 through 5 as depicted in exhibit B through D1, being site plan, excavation plan, building standards, and located at Block A of Project Cardinal in the City of Red Oak, Ellis County, Texas. Requested by KFM Engineering and Design.
Do you want to do both these at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll read that
Okay.
for you, Mayor. Conduct a public hearing, consider ordinance number 25028, City of Red Oak, Texas, amending comprehensive zoning ordinance and map thereof, is heretofore amended by granting a change of zoning and plan development 161 to plan development 160 are revised, amending the development regulations to allow for the installation of the overhead low voltage conduit raceway structures between the buildings on sites. This is the exact same application as the one that you previously read in. It's just a different site, as different property, if you will, that's adjacent to one another.
So you want to add anything else? You want to do that?
Uh,
I'll open it. I'm sorry.
Do you want me to give the
724?
presentation and then open the public hearing?
You could, but
No,
Go ahead.
we'll open it. 724. Now you can present.
Okay. So like Bob said, this is it's essentially the same request on 2 different sites that were zoned at different times. So they're 2 separate PDs, even though they are essentially the same PD, they're just on different sites. So the request is that currently they would like the data centers would like to be able to install fiber in between the buildings, and doing it underground is tenuous and not, it's possible, but very difficult. So they're wanting to do it overhead for what they call latency improvement. That's what they say. I don't know. So what it's going to look like is basically a structure in between the buildings that holds conduit that low voltage fiber goes in. and they will be set back from the road roughly, or a minimum of 300 feet. This one shown here is about 900 feet from the roadway. But even at 300 feet, seeing it is going to be almost impossible, based on the amount of landscaping and fencing that's here. Not to mention, you're also looking up from the roadway here. So our concern was mainly what's it going to look like from the road? And so what we had asked them to do, instead of leaving it open, leaving it open like this, where the conduit pipe's going to be, is to match what's on the building already and put the screening, the same screening that's around the RTUs right now.
Just up high, so they can still
Yes.
drive underneath.
Yes, so the only concern, from a practical perspective we had with the raceways was how tall is it and can we still get fire trucks under it? And our minimum clearance for fire trucks is 14 feet and they have a minimum clearance of 15 feet on their design. So that's plenty of space to get underneath in case of emergencies.
Is that true? Even with that screening.
Yeah,
Just can't.
yeah, the screening's at the top, so.
I know, but
Doesn't hang down.
they might have some T-sips working on it. So it might be hanging down. a little
Just
more.
make sure you have the ladder down when.
So again, like I said, this is for both campuses and allowing both of them on there. And we're just bringing it before you because it is something that's vertical and didn't want you to notice it somehow and then say, what the heck are you guys letting them do out there?
We'll flying our drones over it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, since it's open, is there anybody that wishes to speak?
And
for-
P and Z recommended approval
Okay,
on both of them.
okay, cool.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
Any concern you think this will birth from residents seeing this type of development, that we may have to notify them that it's nothing that's going to complicate the presence of, or it won't even be recognized or noticeable?
So it's a very industrial add-on to a very industrial building inside of an industrial park. So I would be very surprised if a resident saw that and was like, hey, what are you guys doing out there? You know, and given that it's so far back from the road, like I said, the current plan right now with the first ones that they're doing are 900 feet from the road, or actually from the property line, which is, there's another 50 feet to the road from the property line. But again, looking even at this, all of these shrubs are meant to grow high up over the fence, or at least as tall as the fence. And so it will be very difficult to see back there. But they were all the residents that are around there were notified that within the 200-foot boundary. So they've been notified.
Yes, sir.
You said the first one's 900 feet, the one that's marked.
Yes.
Are we putting a limit on that for all the rest of the buildings where it's not right up against this fence line? From
So-
building to building,
Yeah, the minimum is 300 feet.
minimum is 300.
The minimum distance, if they did another one, would have to be 300 feet from the property line, which I can see if I can. The fence is right at the property line. So you're
So they
looking
can't go
at-
right to the edge of that building. It goes.
No, it'd be back here. Roughly.
So does this ordinance allow them to go ahead and do that without coming back to us, just go?
Yes.
internally?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah, and most of the time, this kind of use, they try to center it. So they're equidistant
for the
from
speed,
both ends
for the latency.
for the latency.
So what the applicant has said was that they specifically left out in the middle of each building some cutout for this type of thing.
Okay.
So I believe it'll be it'll take a lot more effort to do them elsewhere other than the place they're planning right now.
All right, well, thank you, sir. And so this public hearing is still open. Is there anybody that wishes to speak on this? Entertain the motion at 7:30.
So move.
Miller and
And be-
Flannery.
And before you vote, I would assume that that's to close the public hearing on both items.
Yes,
Just want it in the record.
it's to close it. Everybody
Mayor.
good?
Said yes.
Those-
Good enough.
Mayor,
Those,
who seconded?
Flannery,
Thank you.
those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Miller, I.
Smith, I.
All right, that's 5-0. Now, council, is there any other questions that you have on either one of these?
Yes, I had a quick question about, you said it wasn't impossible to go underground, it just wasn't logical, I guess, feasible.
Yeah, so in between each one of these buildings is a mess of spaghetti of wires and electrical, water, sewer, storm drain that is it would be difficult to open cut it and make that work, given the amount of fiber that they need to put in.
Okay, and let's say they didn't have those obstacles, will we still allow these to go above ground?
I mean, we'd probably ask them to just put them underground. They probably would have put them underground before. And I don't want to speak on their business, but you know, a big part of their business is they build these and then get tenants.
Mhm.
And so I believe this is a tenant requirement. Otherwise they would have put it in like this to begin with.
Okay, understandable. All right, and that's just my other question as well, thank you.
So I know it was touted as a feature that this would let them do more of these up to the 300 foot. So in theory, they could have a raceway truss between each section of building, like 10 or 12 of them could fit based on the configuration there. That would be allowed under this. They wouldn't have to come back for any of that. So they could
Yes,
they could basically build a whole, level of them if they wanted to.
yes,
Between each buildings.
right. But you'd only see the first one, right?
Yeah.
When you're looking at it.
I'm not really worried about the seeing of it, because I think the encasing it in the same way the other the HCUs are is probably a really good idea to make it blend visually. I'm just wondering about how much construction they can actually do out there without us knowing about it.
Oh, they'll still have to submit permits.
Okay.
So they'll still have to come into our office for a permit. It
Got
just
it.
won't
You
have
just
to
won't have
come
to-
all the way to
Got it.
to here.
Okay. That
Yeah.
was my question. So
Yeah.
It allows them to do more of them still with the same permitting process.
Right, and
They-
the same
they have to be
requirements.
Viewed and
Inspections and all that.
inspected and all that. Okay, yep, that's fine.
Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Miller, I.
This is for,
No, you didn't
I
have a
did.
mo-
We closed the hearing. I think we need a motion.
Oh,
for that.
I'm sorry. Those in favor of
I thought you did
approval
two
of
in one.
ordinance 25-027 and 25-028.
I'll make the motion for both of those.
Okay,
Second,
Lightfoot, Franklin. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, I.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, I.
Okay. We're good, 5-0.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You gonna handle the next one?
I'm gonna do this one since I made a mess out of it.
As in
Um,
I get to sit down?
Yeah. This will be conduct a public hearing, and consider approval of ordinance 25-029, the city council of the city of Red Oak, amending the code of ordinances, city of Red Oak by recodifying the appendices regarding use chart and summary of uses from ordinance 0715 is heretofore amended by adding a new appendix C to chapter 14A to include the 6.1 permitted use, 6.2, which are tables which have the use chart in them, establishing the minimum residential requirements, table 6.3 with the minimum requirements for lot coverage, table 8.1 parking spaces in use category, and table 8.2 parking requirements based on use. And I'll stop there. When I was preparing the ordinance to amend the use chart, I could not find the use chart in our code book. Come to find out, it's in there, but it's kind of buried. So what I'm doing is making it more visually accessible in in the code book so that when you pull up the code, you'll see the use table instead of having to click something else to bring it up. So that's the first part I'm doing. I know it sounds confusing. And now we also, through a text change amendment, through a recommendation for approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission, are also amending that table, which is subset E, general service and office type uses as set forth in the new Appendix C, to add and change car wash and related car wash uses from a use as of right in the highway oriented district, the commercial C1 district, commercial C2 district, to make those require a special use permit. So I apologize. I kind of made a mess of this, but that's what we're doing so that we're not trying to hide anything. It was just an error on my part. And I thought we needed to do this to make it more accessible. So I'm making it more, quote, transparent by bringing it easier to find in the code book.
Legal, I think every one of the council members was able to find everything before you talked about it, so.
Yeah, well, I've changed. Well, I'm just trying to make it easier to find, so I don't do this again.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to answer any questions about it.
So this is a public hearing. We'll open the public hearing at 7:36. Hartman, do you need to straighten it out?
So all we were looking to do was move car wash from by right to SUP, just so that the council and commission could get a look at it, just because car washes can be totally appropriate in some places and not appropriate in other places. So we want to make sure we get an extra step in there to make sure we get a look at them.
All right, is there anybody else that wishes to speak at this public hearing? Hearing none, the time is 7:37 and I'll entertain the motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Lightfoot. Flannery. Franklin, I'm sorry. Those in favor?
Franklin, aye.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, aye.
Lightfoot, aye. Smith, aye.
That's 5-0. Council, it's clear as mud. Is there any issues that you need to ask Mr. Hager about clarification?
No, the change
question.
seems reasonable. I think it's good to have some uses reevaluated so that they can come before council if they need to.
You'll be able to get those changes to Ms. Stevens.
Yes, I'll make all those appropriate changes.
Any questions?
No questions.
Entertain the motion to approve ordinance number 25-029.
So moved. Second.
Whoa, let's do it again. Who?
Smith.
Smith and
Franklin.
Franklin. Thank you. Those in favor?
Franklin, aye.
Flannery, aye.
Miller, aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
All right, that's 5-0.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Hager. Boards and commissions, number 13. So we first have the Economic Development Corporation, reappointment of Mr. Lightfoot, Mr. Miller, Mr. Zimmerman as regular board members for a term, 2-year term, June 2025 through June 2027. Can we do all these at once? Or do we need to do each one separate, sir?
You can do them all together, or
Okay.
you can do them individually.
Okay. Parks and Recreation, reappointment of Matthew Carpus and Shanette Cole as regular members for a 2-year term for June 2025 to June 2027. Planning and Zoning Board, reappointment of Derek D. Parks and Kevin Haley as regular board members for a 2-year term from June 2025 to June 2027. Zoning Board of Adjustments, reappointment of Casey Hargrove, Waylon McAnally, and Frank Woodson as regular board members for a two-year term from June 2025 to June 2027. Council, is there any ones of these that you know need not be on these boards? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to approve those boards and commissions as read into?
So move.
Second.
Okay, so that was Franklin and Flannery?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So,
Franklin.
okay,
We're law firm.
you know, I need a little bit of lights. Franklin Flannery. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Another aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
All right, that's 5-0. Excellent. Ms. Beasley, you're first. Oh, there you are. We're having fun rotation.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. A few highlights from this month's report. As the mayor already mentioned, our annual Red Oak White and Blue event is coming up on June 28th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Oaks Church. We hope that you will all be able to come out and join us for what's always a great event. Next, I wanted to share that we have renewed our sponsorship for the ROISD Back to School Bash. Our $1,000 donation helps fund school supply kits for local students. And additionally, we will be hosting a booth at the event to hand out free back to school themed marketing materials. And then finally, what's not included in our report that I wanted to share with you this evening. Danielle and I attended the Texas Association of Municipal Information Officers, TAMIO, which is much easier to say than that mouthful, conference last week. And I'm proud to share that we brought home 4 awards for our communications and marketing effort. First place for Best Promotional PSA for our State of the City video. First place for Best Reoccurring Video for our State of the City mini series. Second place for Best Use of Vertical Video for our creative use of Reels on Facebook and Instagram. And second place for Best Use of Photography overall. It's definitely amazing to be recognized at the state level for the work that we're doing, especially considering we're up against much larger cities with much larger budgets and more personnel. So we are hoping that this is just kind of the first of several awards that we'll get to bring forth to you guys this year.
How cool.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I will take any other questions you may have on the report.
No question.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Mr. Hartman, I guess it's your show today.
I guess so. I just want to point out from the report, a couple of things. We got 7-Eleven, who everybody loves. Under construction, they're already in their vertical phase of their construction. And then we've got, I know you were out there, but Fire Station 3 permit's been released, so that'll start construction soon. Hope I didn't steal your thunder there, fella. And I did want to bring up something on one of our COs that we released this month was for a new restaurant downtown. Is they're doing a lot more catering right now, but they're going to be doing some open up for eating indoors as well as the Cedric Frazier experience. It's he's a high-end caterer and then private chef. So pretty neat thing to have downtown. So
Which building?
On the corner of Waller and Main.
Yeah.
The one, it
The
used
white
to be
one?
My Sister's
My Sister's
Affairs, I
upstairs,
think. Yeah,
downstairs.
that building. Yeah. So,
I went this weekend.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty good. Traffic is going to be a problem.
it'll be all right.
But it's to be expected.
Hey, it's a walking destination.
I agree.
That's
It's
what it
walkable
is.
communities, but hopefully it helps to revive that area. It was definitely good to see the traffic. So
That's good. That's
congratulations. Good job on that.
You can park at Councilman Smith's parking lot and walk. across there.
A bit of a walk.
Yeah. All right. Got to work that food off.
Great job.
Thank you, sir,
Thanks,
very
guys.
much. That's right. Mr. McRoberts.
Mayor, Council, a couple highlights from this month's finance report. Sales tax, we remain above where we were last year. We're up 8% over last year. Property taxes, again, they're usually collected by February, so we're collected there. Building permits is definitely the outlier this year. I mean, we're just seeing big numbers in building permits. So we're up 316% over where we were last year. So that's actually of the budgeted revenue. So
Wow.
we're doing really good there. Water sales, we're on track. It's been a rainy, couple of months and we bill a month behind. So we're watching that. But usually we make up all our money in August, when it's usually really dry, really hot. So We think water sales are on track. Sewer sales, same thing. They're on track. The expenditure side, we're seeing, around 60% in the general fund, 63% in the water sewer fund, and the drainage fund, which is mostly capital projects, is at 77%. So everything seems to be on track. We're in the heart of budget season right now, so we'll be coming forth to y'all soon with some numbers and some decisions. It's an interesting year for us as we, watch what the legislature is doing and trying to gauge all of that, and if there's going to be a special session. So we look forward to updating y'all on that. The court has some training coming up, so we continue to try to build and grow our employees and our knowledge base. But that's pretty much all I have this month, if y'all have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Chief Blanton.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As Mr. Hartman said, we had our little groundbreaking has started on Fire Station 3. We had our groundbreaking ceremony on the 30th. We had a great turnout. The weather turned out better than we anticipated with the rain the night before, but we made a couple prayers and talked to the man upstairs, and he made it happen for us. So we had a really good turnout. Thank you. Thanks for those that were able to come out. The job site trailers out there, they've been doing some dirt work, and we start off a kickoff pre-construction meeting tomorrow afternoon with them. And so we're looking forward to the progress that's going to be coming, and we'll be sending out those updates as we get them every couple of weeks. We'll be bringing that to you and keeping you up to date on that. Okay, so that's all I have, unless you have any questions from the report.
Thank you, Chief. Miss Amanda. Because I never can say your last name. Monsiváis.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have a quick update on recruitment from the month of May. We added 3 new hires, and we currently have about 7 positions posted for applicants. So we're working hard on filling our vacancies right now. As Tim mentioned, we have kicked off our budget prep process with finance and city management. And as far as an update on employee benefits, we should have those renewals in the next couple of weeks to be able to bring that information to you in the next month. I'm available to answer any questions you may have for my report.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Binford.
Mayor, Council, just a couple updates. We, in the middle of doing server upgrades, we did get the new Blue Team IA Pro server up and running for the police department last month, and the new finance Encode server goes live tomorrow. So we're going to be down. That's already been posted. Alexa posted that for finance, so that'll be down tomorrow while we upgrade that server or put it online. We did get our internet dynamic defense software from AT&T up and running. So now we have kind of a double firewall for our network, and we're already seeing much less traffic hitting our internal firewall. So that's a good thing. So protecting our network, and working with Jonathan, we're working on getting some quotes to upgrade the audio visual in the community room. And if you have any questions or anything? Yes, sir.
What kind of AI tools are you guys testing?
Right now, we're just looking at Microsoft's Copilot. There's, of course, all the Chat GPT, all that out there as well. We're trying to look for something for internal to start with. So we're looking at Microsoft Copilot because we use so many Microsoft products internally.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Fuller.
Good evening, Council. The library had a great month in May. We had the Red Oak Mariachi Band out, and we kicked off our summer reading. We had over 400 attendees at our programs this month. And it's actually been our highest circulating month this year. Nearly 3,000 items have gone out of the library, and those are physical items, not ebooks, not audiobooks, but physical items that people have come in and touched with their hands. This coming month, we have some great programs. If any of you are interested, we have the Texas Buffalo Soldiers coming out, and the Perot truck is coming from the Perot Museum. So I hope to see everyone at one of the library programs this month.
Cool.
If I can answer any questions from you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Kelly.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I just wanted to update everybody on the construction out at Hargrove Park. Right now, we have a restroom that's being built out there, and we also have a renovation going on of a splash pad. The weather is slowing down both projects just a little bit, but we still think we're on target for time. Looking at a late August finish for the restroom, and then hopefully in about 3 weeks, we'll be able to open that splash pad, get that extended time out of it for the rest of the year. And then the last week, I wanted to update everybody. We had a really nice event on Saturday out at the pond at Pearson Park. We had a little over 300 people show up, come and go through the whole event. But the kids came out and we had the Take Kid Fishing event when Texas Parks and Wildlife donated 600 fish to the pond that week. That way we made sure we had plenty of fish for the kids to catch, and there was a lot of catching going on. So it wasn't just fishing, they were catching. So it was a good event, and appreciated the support from the city about the event. It's a really nice event, a lot of positive feedback from folks at the site as well as on Facebook, on social media. Any questions?
I just want to say, I came to the fishing event and it was huge. I mean, tons of people out there. So to you and your team, excellent job. The energy out there was amazing. And I heard a lot of positive remarks. So great job.
Thank you.
We need a bigger lake. It was
Yeah.
really crowded out there.
It
But
is.
I think I heard one of your guys say 15 minutes, it started at 8:15. All the giveaways have been out there. Like there were that many people there to start, right?
Yeah,
The
the-
event started. So it's definitely.
we
getting more
really
and more
didn't-
Popular, more and more word out there for sure.
Didn't anticipate that many people. We did see on Facebook before the event, there was about 600 people that were interested.
Yeah.
So we had a little bit of a clue that there was a little bit of activity, people wanting to come, but it was a really nice event. Like I said, we didn't see too many folks that were having a bad time, and it was good to see the kids catching the fish too. And Councilman Miller, thank you for coming out. Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Chief Wolf.
Mayor, Council, just a few items of note. We're still maintaining about a 3-minute and 41-second response time on priority one calls. And I wanted to highlight a little bit of an obscure section of our monthly report. In our patrol division analysis, we use a software called New and Blue that documents all of our contacts that result in verbal warnings, written warnings, or traffic citations. And in that software, it sends out a survey to the people that we contact. And out of a 5-point scale, we're maintaining about a 4.4 star rating on those contacts of people that we're either issuing warning to or citations. And that's one of the unique features of that platform that we're currently using. It gives us that feedback and actually surveys the people that we're contacting on the kind of job that we're doing. So it's kind of hidden in the report, but I wanted to highlight that.
Page is that, Chief?
That is on page 4. But it's actually deeper. It's in the patrol division analysis, section 1. And I'd be happy to answer any other questions about the monthly report if you have any.
There's a question that was given to me about the recent public safety metrics report. And it was stated that it looked like, is it monthly or is it an annual report that is given where persons can go and see?
So on our,
In February was the last one that was out, they said that. Will that be the annual report?
yeah, the annual report we posted in February was when it came out. It's, if you go to the city's website, under the police department, there's what's called the transparency portal. And all of our reports, monthly reports, annual reports, our reports to the state on racial profiling, all of that documentation is in that transparency portal. So anybody that wants to go and review our annual report, our monthly reports, all of that documentation is there monthly.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Mr. Benford.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank y'all so much for everything y'all do for us. Really appreciate it, and welcome to the team, Mr. Flannery. Want to give you a quick update on Dobbits. We're working on the third lift this week, so we are approaching 33 feet tall. So we're getting up there, only 170 feet to go. But we do have a substantial completion date estimated September of 2026. So it's going quick, but it's still a long process. I want to give a big thank you to the communications marketing team. They helped to redesign our annual water quality report that will be going out in the utility bill at the end of this month. Basically, that outlines everything that's in our water and why Red Oak has such great water, because there's nothing in there. And then we just completed our wastewater flow monitoring. Luckily, we had a really wet spring, which is not great for water sales, but great for flow monitoring. Helps us identify I&I into the wastewater system. In the next few months, we'll be bringing you all the updated wastewater master plan that we incorporated that study with. And then lastly, our stormwater department has been working really hard on the new stormwater management plan that the EPA bestowed upon us. But it's going really well, and it's all good things. So if you don't have any further questions, that's it.
Council, we're good?
Thank you.
All right, so before we go into what would have been an executive session, so we have some nice young people here that are sitting through a council meeting. Are you here because you're scouts and you're meeting a merit badge thing?
Yes, troop 247, Red Oak.
Excellent.
Right over here, female troop, and 3 young ladies are taking the communication merit badge in summer camp next week, and this ticks off one of their requirements.
Well, how cool. And our communications director can sign off if they would need anything like that. She'd love to do that. We're glad you're here, and
Yeah, thanks.
it may not be all that exciting, but this will be exciting for everybody else, because I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Oh, wow.
Councilman Franklin, second was Flannery. So we are done and we're going home.
Franklin,
At 7, okay, Franklin,
Oh, you're gonna take the vote? Okay.
7:57.
Let's take the roll call on this.
That's
one.
right.